Feels good to be here on a Friday, although at SOUQ and I, weekend begins on Thursday. How are you doing out there? Thank you for joining in. It's SOUQ Business Landscape. My name is Ikenna Mbah. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m., we take a look at business headlines from across the world. And as usual, my usual guest, Dr. Osamhanze, is in the house.
Good SOUQ, good Nigeria.
Doc, why did you take a second to greet us, back? Your mind is always full of gems and wonderful things that you share with us this morning.
We thank God that again we are seeing the close of another week and terminating
and by extension another month.
Yes, okay, so
it's always good to.
We're transitioning into new things.
It's always good to end the month. When the month is close to an end. Fantastic. Again, Mr. James Bond, also known as Chooks John Rogers. Hello, Chooks.
Hello, good morning, Ikenna. Unfortunately, I didn't get the memo that today is a no-tie day. See me looking as if I'm going for a job interview. But it's all good. Hello, Nigeria, and you're welcome.
You always look nice in a tie, so it's still fine. Yes, you do.
Okay. Let's manage that.
Okay, we'll jump right on to business day. We'll have a beautiful list of headlines that we will do together. Remember, it's hashtag SBL across board on social media, especially on YouTube. So business day, this one gets me. Nollywood, Afrobeats, 729 billion haul, glam up the economy. Now, this is a figure. I was just going to pause and let you guys just talk, but this is a figure. What gets me every time when we talk about the entertainment industry that has to do Nollywood, like films, music, art, and all that. It gets me every time that the government that would have occupied this space and taken this huge haul is not playing in this space at all. We're talking 729 billion from only Nollywood, from only Afrobeats. We're talking about just one genre in the whole music gamut.
Can I puncture your balloon?
Please do.
Okay. 729 billion in the Nigerian contest looks good.
Yes, it does.
Good.
It is good.
It's not good.
Okay.
How much did Titanic gross at the box office?
I'll stop you
right there.
I'll stop you right there. I'll stop you right there. You know why? Because
how much did James Bond gross at the box office?
We're going out of Nigeria.
Good. Now let me help you.
Don't go out of Nigeria.
Nigeria. I am talking Nigeria too.
Okay.
A lot of all this box office, Nigeria was involved. All of these movies premiered in Nigerian cinemas, Nigerian-owned franchise cinemas. Now, how did they achieve that? Because there is 100% government involvement in the business. So if one single movie can outclass the entire thing, and the entire sector is looking at in 1 quarter or a year, what is government waiting for? Because that is a movie in Nigeria can gross more than that. Will gross more than that if government sits up and get involved in this industry.
But can we crystallize this involvement? What exactly do we expect government to do?
Invest.
Specifically.
Now let's
many ways.
Let's start this way
and get money back.
Now we have an industry. Let's talk about outside this country. Since we emulate the good thing, so let's look at the good thing that works outside this industry. There are cinema owners, there are film producers, there are studios, there are record labels. Now, every of these have access to one fund or the other. Every of this is directly controlled by one agency or this other. Every of the people working in this industry are directly linked, all of them, down to the least person, directly linked to a number where a tax is collected, where performance is valued, where their activities and their job is on. We are in Nigeria, we can click and find out what everybody has done. Here in Nigeria, as we're sitting in this place now, whereby government is involved. Okay, I need money from a studio. I might not be able to get money from a studio. I have a bank to go get the money from.
Yeah.
Now, government has tried this here in Nigeria, but now we need professionals to be able to really sit up and be part of that involvement. And not like you keep saying, giving money to a problem. Giving money to a problem.
The problem I have here is the fact that somehow we don't look at a business sense in terms of the kind of expectations that we have of those who are in government. I don't want to agree that government has not been involved.
We are not saying that they've not been involved.
Now, take for example, the good Lord Jonathan gave money hugely to that industry.
Good. Can I remind you what you used to say? Throwing money to a problem instead of creating structures.
Yeah, but you see, but what kind of structure? There are banks here.
Which of the banks? Commercial banks?
Government banks.
There are banks here. You see, the issue is that these are businesses that people run.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you go to elsewhere you are looking at, people run business well. And they run it profitably. What is the problem in our industry, if you will ask me, is the same bug that's affected the entire society, not just the entertainment industry. Because what you find here is that once people make more money, you are marrying many more wives, you are buying cars that you don't need, you are doing ungodly investments.
Did you see where Doc took
That doesn't happen elsewhere.
I am
Those
wondering,
took it to the end.
how did we get there?
End of the
See,
spectrum.
this doesn't happen elsewhere. When people make money from a business, they reinvest their money.
Doc, it does happen elsewhere. That's where they learn it from.
Can I
No.
Can I bring us back?
The models are different.
Can I bring us back?
Get us
The
back to
creative industry is 100% different from the examples you just gave. The creative industry is where one guy wearing dada somewhere who might not even know what finance is, but he has a product that can sell. This is now where it behoves whatever agency it is to have a structure somewhere where that guy can walk into and somebody will take
Because
that
it's a
creative
fantastic
place.
idea.
Yes, take that
leave
creative
these
place.
issues. You see,
We can't leave the
we have to. You see, because if we have to make any significant progress as a nation, you see, we must be able to situate problem within their context.
Can I
Now,
give you an example?
What I'm saying is,
Can I give you an example?
Okay.
Now, we used to have Bank of Industry sponsor movies. No, that was just one aspect that the government was helping. Now, was that workable? Yes. But did we have enough structure from beginning to end for monitoring and evaluation and for continuity? No. Now,
monitoring what?
monitoring the money that
Can you take, for example, just take one country.
we are talking about Nigeria.
No, wait. Take a country
Okay.
in Europe, in America, in Asia, where these structures we talk about exist, and see their counterparts in Nigeria and what we are doing different. You see, the problem here, that's what I'm saying to you.
Are you saying there's no way it exists? Because I'm trying to understand
Yeah,
it.
that's it. Just give one example.
Algeria.
Algeria, so
Yes.
what are the agencies?
Not even the agency, directly the government.
So what does government do?
Mohammed Ben Lulu
Yes.
has a PhD in hip hop and diplomacy.
Yeah.
He has written countless books. And each time his book is launched, the government say, send us a copy. They support him. That's one.
Because
They have
there
documentaries.
is an agency for that.
There are
That handles it.
documentaries that they have run on hip hop, on the entertainment, that the government is behind it. That's one example.
What
you're
is
going too far.
when you
What
say
is China-
government
what is
is
China
behind
doing?
it? What does this government behind it mean? This is the point I'm making.
Funds.
Because we have
Funds.
Yeah, because
Support.
in this industry in Nigeria,
Which of these?
government has pumped money.
That is where we are.
That's the
talking
only time
They are not pumping the money in the right way.
So what is it?
I was just going to say that.
Because through
You just put
money
money,
to
you say there's a money
Because
sitting in a
that's
pot.
politics.
So what is-
If you're
what's the right way?
interested, they say there's money in a pot, that if you're interested,
Go and
right,
take it.
and right, you can't go and take it.
Okay, right.
And then if they think it's okay, then you'll be given. But that money depleted Nobody know.
Even
There was
when-
no list.
I wanted to
No,
People that got
Can I-
funded.
We can
give you
call
an example?
names.
Can I give you an example?
One beneficiaries.
Can I
How
give you an
many?
example?
So many.
Of 200 million that
Yeah.
covers the money.
We can call names of beneficiary here. See, the
can I give
problem
an
is
example?
business model here is what is wrong. And that's what I'm
Business
saying to
model
you.
from where?
You see, because what you are saying is
Business model that brought in 729 billion naira.
yeah, but he's saying that look, that money, if you put it for something elsewhere,
It's nothing.
it's
It's
a
nothing.
peanut.
We can make times 100 of that. One
Exactly,
single movie
yes.
will make all that.
But
Now,
remember
let me-
that we're
can I
not
give-
putting,
can I give-
we're not putting the kind of funds that Hollywood is putting behind their movies.
Let's
Behind
give
their
an
house.
example. There was a movie, It's Okay. That was like 6 or 7 years ago. That movie came through Bank of Industry. From a very young, less than 30, the lady that produced the movie at that particular point in time, she got the fund from Bank of Industry. And within a month, that movie went on the cinemas. The movie made back the money she took from Bank of Industry, and she paid back. Now, that's an example. A lot of other people took same funds, and as we speak, is on voicemail. Now, why are we going the route of Bank of Industry? Why don't we have an agency that can monitor this from beginning to the end? Why don't we have financial organizations that are directly linked with both government and private organizations that can monitor this from beginning to the end?
Where you
Not
going
just-
to get the agency and manpower that will
They
give you
are
money
there.
and you want to do business, they give you money, then the person will not come and stay with you in your studio because he has nothing to do. See,
Can I ask
No, you're staying with you in your studio. Don't point it like that.
monitoring from beginning to the end is the issue. What are we monitoring?
The Ministry of Agric, they have extension workers.
Yeah.
Good. The extension workers, do they work in the office?
No, they don't even need to sit.
No,
They don't even need to sit and monitor it.
Quite-
All the committees they set up is
the
what are they doing? It's the same thing we're talking about.
the extension
You set up
workers,
committees to look
are they
at this,
working
look
from
at
the
that,
office?
look at everything.
extension
need to sit
workers
with
in
you.
Agric,
You
they
see,
working
you
from
see,
the
you
office.
see the problem I'm saying.
Those monitoring
Choose.
PPMC,
You see,
they
you
working
see
from
the
the
problem
office.
you fail to realize is we all raised from different families. If God bless you to have a child, that when you say sit here, he sits. You say go there, he goes. You're lucky, you are blessed. And that's different from a parent who is dealing with a rebellious child.
We are
When you ask the child sit here, he will go there. When you say don't take, he will take. So these are the issues that faces us as a people. And that's why I'm saying the same bug that is affecting every other sector of the economy, whether it's from the petroleum to the mining.
but there's a whole lot of
the-
investment in
to
the
the-
petroleum.
I was just going to say that you can't put them in the same
agriculture.
group.
No, we can.
No, you know why you can't? Because there
there
are billions of dollars behind those sectors.
that is getting into the petroleum sector.
being lost.
What has it given to us?
Okay, now, but we have
That's
we
a
have
different ball.
we have a working ministry.
Agency. What has it brought? See, let's not go about regulation here. When we are talking about problems, you see,
We're not even saying regulation. The first thing
he's
is
talking about
investment.
monitoring and evaluation.
No. After investment,
create
then
This is
you
what
the
I'm saying to you.
structure. There is- the
money
structure is not
there.
there.
Even the Tinubu government has put so much money, even in this same industry we are talking about, in the last 1 year. But what I'm saying to you is that
Is it throwing money to
Examples.
problems?
examples.
You keep
this is
throwing money to problems.
this is the challenge that we are having. Government is doing all they can to support these industries. You see, but like every average businessman in our environment is the inability to separate, you see, your capital from your profit and how you do your spending and reinvestment in these ventures that really counts. You see, if you say government support, see, these things are supposed to be private businesses that are supposed to be making returns to the owner. What do we do when this money comes? This is the question. So if in 2014, government put so much money and said, look, we can put money in here and get SY results, and this money came in here, some people made some money. But what did you see? You are seeing baby mamas everywhere, baby papas everywhere. And all these issues, they don't contribute to business success. And this is what is happening in the industry. And that's what I want you to...
Are we talking morals here now, or we are talking business?
We're talking business, we're talking investment, and we're talking returns.
Yes,
that's where we started from. Because
yes. So if you...
I know
if you
I'm supposed to have a stance. I'm not supposed to have a stance here. But I have a stance here because there's a lot of money that can come to government. That's my point.
Yeah.
But it's going to the wrong people, and there will be complaints about their whole boys.
There are no wrong.
Look at this money.
What I'm saying is this. That's what I'm saying. It's a bug. And that's what's affecting the entire country. It's not even this sector alone.
It doesn't,
This particular sector is the sector we can use to sell Nigeria. Hope we know.
Exactly.
This is the sector
and when you say it's
that can change the
narrative, don't
things.
forget that government tries to wholly get behind arts and culture. If you look at it, it's not supposed to be privately run.
Okay, yeah, government is investing in art and culture.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So in the same vein,
can we take an example
they can
of China?
Get behind this.
Can we take an example of China? China 100% controls the narrative coming out of their creative industry.
Straight up.
And that is why every time you keep wondering that every Chinese person knows how to fight. And every Chinese person loves China because of the narrative that is coming from there. You see that patriotism coming from their production, every production.
See, those because that patriotism is what I want you to take into account. It does not translate as is because government is giving them money, that's why they are patriotic.
It's not because of the structures the government have set where every production goes through.
What structure else do we need in Nigeria, for example?
Then the question is, which one do we have?
We have good structures.
For this industry?
Yes. We do.
Look.
We do.
Look, we don't.
I'm trying to play the keyboard.
Now,
we don't. That's why it's so
appalling. Let's go to your China.
Okay.
What's the structure?
Every single production.
No. What's the structure?
Every single production from beginning to the end goes through the ministry.
Which ministry?
They have a ministry of creative art in China.
Yeah, we have the ministry of arts and culture here.
Which ministry of art and culture?
Yes.
Okay. Ministry of Art and Culture.
Are they getting behind? Since we're talking China, are they getting behind the industry?
This is what I want you guys to get.
Okay, we'll have a ministry that is not doing what they're supposed to do.
See, the ministry in China is doing well because you have good people who run that ministry. And those who are even operating in the creative industry and operating in the arts industry, they're doing well also. Because there's a culture in them that tends to drive this industry. We lack that. So it's not about setting up structures. If you set up structure, I'm going to bring people from the mood to run that structure.
We have those structures in oil. I'll keep using that as an example.
Yeah, but
and we still have the wrong people there. But the business is still going on. It's still going on.
Saudi Arabia made over $600 billion from oil and gas.
Do you want us to faint now?
Saudi Arabia. What did we make with all our investment? Go and check how much Nigeria has come, for example, into even they call it turnaround maintenance of the refineries alone.
That money that has gone into turnaround maintenance of the refinery should have come to creative arts.
And he would have given birth to 10 children.
Yes, of course. So what has that money gone into? The money has gone into marrying more wives. It has gone into buying Porsche cars. It has gone into buying private jets that I don't need.
Doc is passionate about this marrying more wives. He has said it more than once. So we're going to go on to the next. All right. Naira boosts oil profits to 10-year high. Naira. We're still having problems with our Naira.
Now, this is one of those headlines.
Thank
you very much. This is one of those headlines that when you see, you just start wondering, what exactly was this person smoking when he wrote it?
I love the way journalists work.
What was it on when he wrote this?
The other day, and they say Nigerian debt has ballooned from 97.
What was he smoking when he wrote
because
this?
Because it was calculated in Naira. Now they are talking about oil, they reverse it.
So that you hold people responsible that you have enough money while you're not doing much.
They should convert it to the dollar so we know whether it actually has boosted us. whether we are moving forward or backward.
It's a headline that brings sadness. Each time it's mentioned, it just dampens my spirit. See how my zeal went from 0 to 100 to 0 in 2.5 seconds.
From Nollywood to Kannywood. Oh, sorry.
Next headline: fully booked flights, but no planes to fly. Doc.
Yeah, that's the reality. My friends were moving from supposedly moving from Abuja to Enugu. All the flight cancelled. Costs going high on the one hand. But again,
Doc, how do we need to take it to a certain level where we sue to get things done right, especially in the aviation industry? Because people have imagine fully booked planes and they're not flying. I remember one time I had to look for where to spend the night because the flight was moved, it was cancelled, it was an evening flight, and I was in a city that I didn't know anybody, and they were all just standing there, all stoic like this. After telling you that the flight is cancelled, they're just like this. People were screaming, people were shouting, no feelings, no remorse, no courtesy.
Yeah.
And what happens is, Doc, what happens is the next day nothing happens.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
How do we fix that?
See, it's same again, people.
Which people?
Same people. I was coming from. I was moving from Manchester. I got to Qatar. Doha to take a flight in here. So we got to Doha. We're supposed to leave at about 9 a.m. their time, and the flight was moved to 1 p.m. And right there inside the airport, the Qatar restaurants open to all people. Their flights are delayed for breakfast.
Free.
Yes.
That's amazing.
There's nothing like it's not free. You paid for it already.
No. You didn't pay for. You paid for your flight.
You paid for your flight.
Yes.
With Qatar restaurants, first of all, it's expensive.
Now they are taking
It's
responsibility.
expensive. So it's a way of saying we understand. Please calm down. Don't sue us.
Thank you very much.
That's a way of saying don't sue us.
Yeah.
But why don't we
Yeah,
care?
but that's the issue.
Here.
My friend was coming from Kigali the other day. The flight was delayed for almost 12 hours. They took them, put them in a hotel, and gave them breakfast, lunch, and dinner
For free.
So,
Of course,
so this is what point I make. Really, you see, we live in an environment that is hugely, will I say, unnatural, because the way we deal with ourselves.
Someone says something in the air.
Oh yeah, there's something about us that is so unique that makes us different from people from other continents or countries of the world.
Doc, you're sounding diplomatic, sir.
Something about us.
Yeah.
Doc is sounding diplomatic.
And this is really where we need to talk to ourselves. Because the people who are running this environment, they are people like us.
Right.
And when
we get there, we fall in line,
when
Doc.
these things happen,
When we get there, we fall in line.
when these things happen,
Automatically.
nobody will tell you anything. I remember the last time I was going to fly from Abuja and I was coming to Lagos and a particular airline, and they said, oh, the flight was 4 p.m. We got to the airport, they said, oh, the flight was delayed for 8 p.m. And we waited. We were at the airport. Nobody is saying anything.
Oh, yeah. Stoic, straight-faced.
Till about 12. And they said the flight cannot go. Then you have to find your way.
And they are doing you a favor.
Oh, yeah, this is a problem. And this is the way we operate in this environment. And this strange thing is what we should be speaking to. This is even why, for me, when you talk about regulation, talk about government, talk about policies, is that once you are regulating people...
Are the businesses learning it from
that are having common sense, it's easier to manage.
SOUQ, you have a point there.
Are the
Please
business
drive it.
learning it
Drive
from
it. The business that are working. The Dangotes, the $10.
Like they say, is the sand that you see in your ground or land that you use in building your house.
So the business are learning from somewhere.
There's no somewhere. All of us are the same.
Now, see, this
We are not learning from anywhere. It has become something cultural. Where are we learning it
is
from?
not cultural. Now, sir, if the government, those in government can...
Where are they coming from? Those people come from government. Where are they coming from?
No. If those in leadership
From
in
among
government
us.
can't flout court others, is it the businesses that will be scared of you taking them to court? That's where the issue is. They are not scared because they know
people
nothing
from
will come out
government.
of
Where do
it.
they come from? From Mars?
Sir, if
No, listen to me now. Are they from Mars?
Was it like
How can they put their feet down
was it like this?
against their nature?
Was it? No, it's not in our nature.
That
Wrongdoing.
is in our nature.
I refuse. Wrongdoing is not in our nature.
See.
We let it fly because we have not decided to change.
Nothing is done.
Really talk about
Nothing is done to it.
between 1960 and now. Which government are you talking about?
I am whether
Between 1960 and now, which government are you really referring to? You see, because people say government, we are looking as if that there are some angels who are sitting down in the office. You forget that these people are taken from the midst of us to go into that place.
It doesn't matter
So,
where you are
do
taking
they
from.
change their
Dog,
nature?
it's your
You
responsibility.
see,
to
the
do
thing
things
is,
right.
many have.
What responsibility? When people know how to do things right, they will do it right.
Are we
When
trying to say everybody in this climb is?
This is a question I'm asking.
And let's
you.
not forget
If between
that.
1960,
Let's not forget that these people are
1960
dog. Let's not forget these people are handpicked.
2024,
These people are
that we
handpicked.
have all had to complain about the same thing. I think that common sense to tell you as a person that what is really the problem.
Doc, are you saying there are no good men amongst us?
No, wait, that's what I'm saying.
No. Are you saying there are no good men amongst us? Because I know a number of them.
Wait.
So now, what are we saying? What are we saying? So when you say it's from our midst, when you say it's from our midst, no.
Hold on. In 1960,
I wasn't there.
we got independence.
Were you there? I wasn't even consulted.
1963, we could not hold census, even to just count people.
Doc,
Wait.
again, I tell you, we have good men.
Hold on.
So when you say that, when you say that coming, I know some. Don't you know some?
I don't.
Doc.
Oh, hold on.
Doc.
If we go that route, if we go that route, there is a country called Rwanda. They killed themselves in millions. Are they not better today? Are they not better today?
Quote and unquote, we used to feed them.
Are we not better?
They were our baby brother or sister.
As of that particular time,
Then,
when they were
same thing with Ghana.
You see, what you don't realize,
And we refuse to
about
get
the Rwanda story-
we refuse to get over our own.
Let me tell you something. What you don't realize about
because they have refused to behave.
Listen. What you don't realize,
And you can't
about
put everybody
the
in one
Rwanda
box.
story
Okay.
is that help came to them from the outside. Paul Kagame was not in Rwanda.
But where is he from?
He was in Uganda.
Where is he from?
He is a Rwandese. But you see, there was somebody. He was serving in Uganda army.
Those around him, where are they from?
He was serving in Uganda army.
Doc,
so they
Doc.
came in to come salvage their people. So we need help.
God, see, Doc, he's from there. Doc, don't
We
forget.
need help.
Where would the help come from?
People who maybe who would have been civilized, and then
Guys,
they are looking at
guys,
them,
please.
and then they can think. You see, there's a common pattern and way we think and reason and do things in this environment.
Doc, many
That's
times.
a problem.
If we want things
Doc,
to
see,
change,
many times, what you have just said, the typical example you gave, many times, many of these people are brought in even from outside. Like, for instance, in my state, the last 2-3 people were brought in from the US. One is a doctor, one is this, one is that. Many times they're brought in.
And do they do well?
I'm just giving, well, that's left for us to know. So I'm using Doc's example. He's saying that he came from Uganda, he was in Uganda. Many times they're actually from outside where things work. Then they get here, it's as if that thing in the air is inhaled.
You see, you must look at.
Can we come back to this airline? This is the airline
issues. Because the one airline is
We're flying.
the one airline is making so much money. That's why we're talking about it.
Thank you.
They are making so much money. Ethiopia is virtually living on
the airline.
In short, I was in the same business that you saw Ethiopia, Turkey, United Arab Emirates denies Nigeria visas on arrival. We should be ashamed of ourselves.
No, we are ashamed of ourselves, Doc. What do we do after that?
See, let's not keep pushing blame.
No, nobody's pushing any blame.
So, what is the issue? What is the issue here?
Can we just get this straight? If we say we are electing leaders to go forth there and effect a change, whether it's positive, whether you like it, whether you don't like it.
That's
we
your
are
job.
not said
That's what you have said you want to do.
No.
Shoulders.
Samade shared one testimony of his encounter he had with Pastor A. Adeboye on a flight. And he said on that flight, he was talking to Pastor A. Adeboye and said, look, all you guys are in Nigeria, great men, touching universe. Why is our country this way? And then he said, the man of God looked at him and smiled and said, well, we'll continue to pray to God. And he said, oh, that's all you have to say? Continue to pray. And he said, come to think about it. If a group of armed robbers gather together and they want to elect a leader, would they make a policeman or a saint their leader?
I think at this point,
thank you very much.
Let's go ahead.
This is where we call it a day on business day.
Like, seriously.
Yes.
Okay.
We're done with business day.
Okay.
Okay. We're on to business daily. Kenya, see what's happening in East Africa. Treasury spends 560 billion shillings on debt services in just 2 months. So government spent more than ½ trillion shillings to service debts in its first 2 months of this year, even as it remains with a larger burden of repaying more than 700 billion shillings. Kenya again. I think we might need to stray a bit from Kenya and go to maybe Uganda.
No. We have to talk about Kenya. That is why they want to tax the hell out of.
And the new guy, seems to be having problems because he's refusing to sign that finance bill that increases taxes. Protest is rife there.
It's not okay. Over 20 people are dead, which is wrong on all sides.
Oh yes.
And the protest has now gone beyond asking for cancellation of the finance bill. Has now gone to asking for him to resign.
To resign. I fail to see all the connections.
Yes, for even contemplating it. Because, you see, it's very easy to speak quiz English and be very, very rhetorical in terms
It's not easy, Doc, I must tell you.
But you see, the fundamental is how do we deliver on promises is what is fundamental. And I think this is a problem that Africans must engage ourselves in terms of our conversation.
To fix.
And because it seems a black man thing, I still wonder every time I read Lee Kuan Yew's experience at the Commonwealth, it still gives me some goose pimples. That book he wrote years back, that he experienced about Africa in 1963, 1965, that is almost the same today. Mm. In that book, Lee Kuan Yew wrote that he was surprised that many African leaders who were coming to beg for funds to develop their country were chartering flights to come to the meeting of Commonwealth, while those who they were going to borrow the money from were coming on commercial flights. That was strange to him. Mm. Many of them were coming to Commonwealth meeting with mistresses who were not their wives.
To the meeting?
Yes. It's written down. It's his experience among Commonwealth.
The audacity.
Oh, yeah.
So when doctor talks about taking second wives, you
can imagine what we're talking about. And this is the thing that we also have to deal with. That the problem in Africa is in discipline. No country can grow where discipline is put at the back, where impunity is the order of the day.
Doc, can I point out and respond to that the problem is not with Africa. The problem is not with Nigeria. It's with Nigerians and it is with Africans, certain people. We must get that. Because I know for a fact that not everybody is the same. I know for a fact there are horrible people. Horrible things have happened to most of us. Many of us have survived it. Many haven't. Many have gone to the third mainland and jumped. But there are still good people. Like I said to you, you knew any. And you said you didn't know any. And it broke my heart, Doc. It broke my heart because I know you're one.
Doc?
Yes. So when you say that...
You crossed me and got to him.
Because I'm referring to him, I'll get to you.
Okay.
Because we need those people. We have to find a way to put those people in government. We have to stop selecting them and start making sure the right people are in the right places. That's only how we can change. That's only how. Because it's not Africa, it's not Nigeria. You see, it's the people in it.
Yeah, but you see,
and certain
that is
people.
why I gave you that part.
Don't go there again, please.
It is the sound.
So
you see in your
why like you said, the parable, why does the Bible start with a band of armed robbers
Hello?
as opposed to
Hello?
Jews?
Can
Why
we-
are they
can we
robbers?
focus-
Why are they not good men? Why are they not preachers? Why are they not people that you can't sway? Why is it you are starting with when a group of robbers are asked to choose a leader? That's where the problem is. Why is that first group that will choose? Why are they armed robbers?
Because other groups
Because
have
they're armed robbers.
Because
That's what I'm saying. What?
other groups have backed out and said no, this particular thing is not for. We don't want to
They're
get
armed
hurt.
robbers. You see, it is very, very. Somebody was speaking 2 days ago, and he said, "It's quite humbling to even see people who you had so respected,
I know where you're going.
and you would have hoped that when they come into an environment, that environment will turn around. But unfortunately, the environment turned them around. It reminded me of the Bush, I think it was Bush-Clinton campaign. They were really quite young people that time, and they were making a lot of promises of turning America around. And I remember CNN took a mic to a 92-year-old man then who was a vice president in America and said, these young men are quite ambitious. They're working hard to see how to turn America around. They're making great promises. How realistic are these promises? And the old man paused and said, talk is cheap. That when they get into the White House will bend them. That sticks with me.
On that note, we're on to the next headline so we could do more. Okay, so this article caught me, right? We are being reminded by Gen Zs that corruption and tribalism are not in the DNA of every citizen of this country.
Can you read it again? Dog needs to hear it again. Dog, can I read this for you?
So they said they've been left with optimism in the country's economic future.
You see, this is my worry.
This is good news. How is it your worry?
It looks a good news. But how good is the good news? Is the real question. In short, I'm really more worried about the Gen Zs.
Remember, we're talking about Kenya now, not Nigeria.
Yeah, but yes, well, it's correct. I'm talking about the same Gen Zs in Kenya.
Because you can...
Because they are not different from Ruto. Because if you give them that privilege today, they are not going to act differently.
Doc, you don't know that.
Be sure.
Doc, you don't know that.
We can't be
because,
sure.
Because facts remain that
can't be
we don't know
sure.
what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes.
Okay.
We know what we want to happen. We know what we plan to happen. But we don't know what's going to happen.
You see, the real issue was the fact that when Ruto was coming, it was actually representing...
Via the election or via the court?
Yeah, the election. It was actually... They were actually the one rooting for him because of the stance he has taken against the ruling government.
Good. But the beautiful thing also is that they are still
and he
the
came
ones
in
telling him
and-
to
and
leave
he's-
because he has not done what he promised. That is what we want to
but,
see.
But it's just the same thing you are seeing.
It's going,
you know,
it's going towards...
when a lot of things we celebrate here, sometimes it sticks my head. And I was talking to a certain man and say, when he say, NSAS, and I say, who were actually the victims of SARS?
Come again.
Victims of SARS or victims of NSAS, the protest?
Victims of SARS.
It was
That led to the
It was
protest.
any young person.
That led to the protest
Doc,
of the
you really
NSAS.
want an answer to that?
Who were SARS officers, as they claim, taking POS to take money from? You see, the foundation...
I really need to understand.
Doc, hold on. Doc, before you go further, no.
Are we saying that at that particular point in time, through that period, that we didn't have a menace called SARS?
No. You are going far. Let's start from the
Yes,
beginning.
that's the question.
You ask who are their
Who
customers.
were they menacing?
Doc, they are out of every 1,000 people
Who were they menacing?
Doc, out of every 1,000 people that
Who were they menacing, Chooks?
the young people
hold
that
on,
were not able
hold
to
on,
do
hold on.
anything for
Did they menace
themselves.
you?
Hold on.
Yes.
Me
They
that is
menaced you.
sitting
Oh, yes.
here. Me that is sitting here.
You are
Doc, you
menaced.
will,
I drive a lot. I
Doc,
prefer
you'll be
driving
shocked
than flying.
at the people that have. That's why everyone could relate to
Yeah.
that.
So what menacing?
So out
Share
of
your
the one,
experience.
out of the
They
many,
pointed a gun through just before the bridge, the head bridge.
But at least
Before the head bridge. And the funny part was that my kids and my wife were in the car.
okay.
when you finish, I'll tell my story. You want to hear stories, Doc?
So what happened?
What happened?
Yeah.
Somebody points a gun and you're asking me what happened.
Yes, what happened? At the point they gun at you.
Please, can I tell my story, Doc?
I want to know.
Can I tell my story? I was on leave.
Can I keep playing this?
Yes,
Keep
please.
Please don't play the
Doc, do you
keyboard.
want to hear my story?
I'm ready. I'm here. I'm listening.
I was on leave. It was between 11 and 12. So I was driving to a friend's place.
Yeah.
And this Korope was chasing me. Maybe I didn't know. I usually review the side mirrors and stuff. I'm like, this guy is driving fast. In my mind, I'm like, oh God, don't hit me, you know. It got to a place, you know, they pulled and pulled. And then jumped down. Come down, come down, come down. I was looking at them strange, like, okay. I came down, I was like, yes. First for them, plain clothes. Who are you, please? Say, who are you? I said, sorry, who are you to ask me? It's because I need to know. He said, we're policemen. Why are you out by this time? Because in their minds, everybody should be at work at that time of day. In their minds. So I was like, I'm so and so person. That before I could finish, I pulled out my ID because in Nigeria, you must walk around with your ID. A misnomer.
Elsewhere, that's all.
We
It
come
happens
down.
elsewhere.
Do you know my car?
My
car was left
full of cars
there.
everywhere in the
Doc,
world.
my car was left there. They took me away. I came out the following day.
Okay.
What was your offense?
Till tomorrow, I don't know. Because
what was his offense?
Because see, Doc, if you hear the story
let's ask,
of
what
people,
was his offense?
if you hear the story of people, didn't you watch what people were saying?
You see,
because many times,
this is the part
Doc,
of it that you see.
Many times these stories are not even believed.
Everywhere in the world.
What was my
Now,
offense?
Doc, you're making it light.
No,
you're making light of the
No.
situation.
I'm not making it light because I've not told the story.
But I just did.
told the story what happened.
I just did.
Can I ask a question?
Because you have not told the story what happened.
I just did.
Because
me where my family is.
Nobody,
Till today,
no matter how
we've not spoken about that
mad
issue.
they were, that they ask you that, you see, the issue is the politeness of your response to the people. Okay, yes, they were in plain clothes and they say, oh, who are you? And they say, we are police people. So, and then they just carry you and throw you inside the bus. You would have told your story, how resistant you were, even to respond. Because everywhere in the world where there is policing, people are called and they are asked questions at random.
And they answer. And they're still taken away. We have videos to show, Doc. We have videos to show.
Hold on. Where exactly are we taking this?
Come down. I'm down. Who are you? I'm about to answer. Enter the car. Why? Because you think I'm a jobless youth
just 2
that
minutes.
is a Yahoo boy.
Less than 2 minutes. We went to Kaduna to go and shoot. Okay. I was coming out of location. To God be the glory, the director of the production happened to be an ex-military man. That was what saved me that night. This same Kurope issue. They just
you know,
stopped and said, enter.
Many times you don't come out. Do you know that many that haven't come out, Doc? Many don't come out.
Enoje just said, don't worry, enter. And he followed me and entered. As we were moving, he pulled out his card and showed them. And now stopped. I said, I should come down.
On that note, I'm sorry, guys. We had a very, very vibrant time. It's that time where we call it a day on SOUQ Business Landscape. Remember, please communicate with us. Engage on social media, especially YouTube. Hashtag SBL. Come over there and we'll see you. Thanks for joining, watching, listening. Stay here on SOUQ News Television. There's more.